Yes?
I have one question.
Yes?
I realized from your video that they are, secondary school students.
Yes?
Could we apply this to primary students?
Oh,
Do you
yes.
think that the primary students can also be trained for learner autonomy? Are they aware of their own autonomy? Can we do that for younger learners?
I gave a talk in Essen last week, no, Koblenz last week, about developing learner autonomy with young learners. And I think there are some advantages. They have not been ruined as much as intermediate. So you at least have, hopefully, an open group. They have been to kindergarten, I know, and that has already been bad enough because they've been told how to put pearls on strings. But never mind, they're not as bad as the intermediate. Yes, so you've got an open group. You have got learners who are not afraid of trying out things, who are not afraid of being open to new ideas and to reflect. So certainly, yes. My answer is yes. Again, the big problem is the teacher. The teacher is afraid of losing control. The teacher is afraid, not only control, but is afraid, do they learn what I am told to teach them by the curricular guidelines? I know a lot of primary school teachers, and they have stopped being creative because now they have to learn to read and to write and the numbers, and we haven't got time for anything else. But yes, certainly yes. And I think that's where you should start. They might not understand your English, but then you have to stand on your head and you have to draw and etc. So the content of the logbooks, for instance, will also be different because it might be that the evaluation is a drawing of a sun or hail, depending on whether it's a good or bad day. Yes. Any other questions? Yes? Carol.
Something that's puzzled me about the autonomy is, of course, I'm sure you're aware that there's been a lot of talk in recent years about self-regulation. In your essence to academic and tertiary expert, how do you see the relationship between autonomy and self-regulation? Are they the same? Are they different?
I wouldn't say that it's same, but I would say that self-regulation is included in autonomy. But because I really stress that at least within an institutional setting, I believe that we have a big say in supporting their autonomy and recreating their autonomy. And that would also, within the evaluation, that the reflection, the constant reflection on what they are doing and why they are doing it, and according to that, planning new steps ahead. That is, for me, self-regulation. Was it good enough? No. Could it be better? How? As you saw from Carsten's. So I see self-regulation as included in learner autonomy, the way that I have presented it.
So self-regulation contributes to learner autonomy,
Yes,
is it?
yes. Or the other way around.
Or the other way around?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And one more question? No? Yes?
Anyone else? Please, Soja, go ahead. Soja, you're the dean.
Yes.
Thank you.
And he has got the right view on learners and their hearts.
Thank you very much.
I have all survival skills.
Okay.
Thank you for your presentation. If I'm not mistaken, in the videos you presented us, the class size is relatively small, like 10, 12 students.
No, 16. But
16.
as I said, eight people were visiting another school, a further education, because it was last year at school.
Okay.
To go. So I normally have 24 students.
24.
Yes.
That was my question. You know, that small size of classes are very rare in Turkey.
Yeah.
So what would you suggest for larger classes? That was my question.
Exactly the same, and I would say the bigger the class, the more learner autonomy. Yes,
Thank
because,
you.
I mean, that is a way of organizing a big class so that you're not needed. I mean, with smaller classes, you really run into the problem, what I call the octopus syndrome. You know, it's so easy with small classes, oh, miss, oh, miss, oh, miss. Whereas if you have 60 or 40, that also is the case in Spain where I give courses, then you have to find a way of organizing things if you want to involve all the learners. Yeah.
Do we have time for one more question?
Yes, if it's short, and my answer is short.
I don't think that the question is short, but the answer is going to be like another session
Okay.
because it's totally related to level of the students, not the age.
No.
I would love to learn what you think of improving autonomy with 0 beginners, or let's say false beginners. Because you know, it may be a huge challenge for the teacher to create that in the classroom when students have no English at all. So very shortly, maybe you can just say a few sentences.
First of all, I don't believe that there are any kids nowadays with what is surrounding them with no English at all. They do have, and again, I'm sorry to refer to my grandchild. He actually knew a lot of vocabulary from his computer games. But his teacher told him, "What is your name?" And I said, "But Jonathan, what about all the vocabulary that we used this summer holidays? You spoke English." "Oh, no, we don't use that. I can say my name is Jonathan." And the second week he could say, "I am 9 years old." So first of all, I don't believe that we have 0 beginners. But it's a matter of finding out. So and I brought it along, in my case, I would ask them, which English words do you know? Or collect English words from the outside. All right? Make use of their background knowledge. And there will be, if you look at the logbooks, there is a vast, gap between the weakest and the biggest. So there will always be something to work on.
So you're also for peer learning?
Oh yes, peer tutoring. Yes, definitely. Yes, okay. So that's it. Okay. Yes, okay.
You said that the students in your classes are at different levels.
Yes.
So, because in practice we always try to put students who are at the same level and keep them in the same class. So do you suggest that we should keep differentiation in classroom? So we should just collect students from different levels, not the same level?
Mm-hmm.
Because you said that some of them are very weak, but some of them are very strong.
Yeah.
So is this what you suggest?
Yes, I think that's good. That's why I started also in '73. I started by having, it was the first time, up to that time, we had different levels, weak students in one class and clever students in one class. But the problem, of course, is it's easy to see the weak ones. It's easy to see the clever ones. But what about all the ones in the center? Which class should they go to? So I'm a strong believer in mixed ability classes, because also what I introduced from the very beginning would be a poster with helpers. I ask students, are there any of you who would like to help your friends if I am busy with someone? Mind you, what is interesting and which is opposed to cooperative learning theories is that my weak learners tend to want to work together and my strong learners want to work together when they have group work. Because the weak ones say, "Oh, we are tired of these sitting there." And the clever ones say, "Well," so they feel best in equal groups, but they can find help from the others. And I think that is important.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. So this is the final remarks from a teacher's point of view. It's not a do-as-you-like entertaining, and it's a matter for the learners to learn on their own. That is not. But it is something that you as a teacher do together with your learners. You become a co-learner, and they become co-teachers. And that's probably why I look the way I do today. It's not the grey hair, okay? So the result, I would say, is really what a Spanish teacher, when one of my courses there, I have become a human being in my class, which is quite something. The next you will have to read yourself. Thank you for your attention, and the best of luck as a teacher. Remember that I've got the logbooks that you can have a look at.
Dr. Leni, thank you very much for sharing your experience with us. And now we will have a 15-minute coffee break.